Good morning and welcome to Coffee Ann, the longest-running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question of the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsocket.radio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee Ann panel.
Good morning to you. It is time for Coffee Ann on ON, AM, and FM. Tuesday morning, it's October 24th in the year 2023. Thanks for joining us. My name is Joe Callahan. Joining me at the Coffee Ann table, we'll say hi to Ed Carew from the Carew Investment Group. Good morning, Ed.
Hello there.
And Linda Thibault is here. Hi, Linda, former
Good
town
morning.
administrator from North Smithfield. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Warming up?
A little chilly.
A little chilly this morning.
chilly
Linda found
this
out when she
morning,
stepped
yes.
outside. Woo, hey, 39. That hits you right in the face, doesn't it?
Yes.
All right. Ed, time for first message from the Carew Investment Group, please.
Okay, thanks, Joe. Good morning, everyone. Ed Carew here of the Carew Investment Group at 68 Cumberland Street in Woonsocket. Integrity, trust, service. 3 words that sum up what you can expect from the Carew Investment Group at 68 Cumberland Street in Woonsocket. Established in 1987, we've been helping local investors to build wealth and guide them through their golden years of retirement using quality stocks of companies that you know, many of which pay quarterly dividends. And we also use investment-grade bonds and low-cost exchange-traded funds. And to find out more about our services and for a quality approach, conservative approach to your investing, give us a call. You can call me or Paul at 765-8880. Integrity, trust, service. The Carew Investment Group. Securities offered through Bolton Global Capital, member FINRA and SIPC, and advisory services offered through Bolton Global Asset Management, a registered investment advisor.
All right, Ed, very good. Well, we were just discussing off the air about the fine win by the Patriots.
Yes, indeed.
Well, I don't know if
Yes,
you call it-
indeed.
maybe not a fine win, but but it was a win.
It was a win.
But tough game to enjoy because the outcome was not known until there was 12 seconds to go.
Exactly.
And they fell on the wall. I was like, oh, phew. All right, there we go. But nice to see them do a game-winning drive.
Yes, it was good. It was good.
You know, I always enjoy blaming Mac Jones for everything, but you can't this week. And he actually played very well, and his offensive line gave him time to find his open receivers, and his open receivers caught the ball. So, hey.
What more could we ask for?
Yeah.
You couldn't ask for much more
Don't
than
get any
this.
better than that.
No, that's right.
It
So
was good.
he made a couple of mistakes, but you can't be perfect 100% of the
Right.
time. So okay, you got to cut up some slack on a few things. So it went well, and we caught a lucky break because the Buffalo Bills kicker missed a field goal early in the game.
Yes,
I forgot
yes.
about that. So
Yeah.
so that helped us out a lot, and so things went well. I mean, it's not great being 2-5, but better than 1-6.
Yes,
So
indeed. Yes, indeed.
we move forward, and a real tough game coming up this Sunday in Miami against the Finns. So, all right, we'll do our best, right?
Yes.
And maybe we can come up with a game plan that beats them. But 2 is a tough quarter.
Yeah, he's really good.
What a talented bunch they are this year. So okay, so let's go Patriots. So the now Ed's not going to be with us the next couple of weeks,
Oh,
but he
that's
does
right.
say that the Feds are going to meet next week,
The first.
the 1st,
Yeah.
November 1st.
Yeah.
Okay, and Ed tells us they will not raise the interest rates. At least that's what you're.
That's my
Prognosticating?
official prognostication.
All right, there we go. So we'll have to mark it down
Okay.
to see if he's right or wrong. But
Yeah.
Ed's usually right in these things.
He's always right. That's always
He says
right.
they'll be fools if they raise the interest rates. So,
Well, but
And she says, I don't put them behind being fooled.
well,
That's
that's exactly
right.
the what with the well meant. Yes. Yes.
I mean, look what's going on with the Speaker of the House.
Yeah,
Can't
speaking
elect
of fools. huh?
Speaking of fools, they
Yeah, exactly.
you just can't
I
elect
don't know why
anybody.
that fellow that's being the acting doesn't want to be the speaker, I guess, huh? The one that's the acting speaker
Yeah,
right
yeah.
now.
I haven't heard his name being kicked around as
No,
being
well,
on
no,
it,
I know.
which is odd. But there's like 9 other people that want it
Yeah.
Yeah.
now. So
Don't know their names either. But at least we know this
What's that guy's
man.
name? Patrick Henry or
Yeah,
something?
I don't know. But I mean, at least the acting, we know his face.
yeah.
know?
So
And his bow tie.
And yeah,
all right.
and he
So,
presents well. Yeah.
All right. Now, are they voting again today? Are they just going to vote every day? Is that how this works?
Well, they've got to nominate.
Do they?
They have to nominate somebody first before
Yeah, I would think they would
they have
probably vote every day until they
Yeah,
get this
until
over.
they get, you
maybe
know,
vote more than once
right.
a day.
Well, yeah, to get
Sometimes
who's
they
going to
do,
be
yeah.
the nominee. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I had a teacher in 6th grade, Mrs. Blaze, and she was part of our history geography lesson. And she said, this is at North Cumberland Middle
Yeah.
School, and she said, our form of government is not the best, but it's the best we got.
Yeah, I mean, you're right, but you
I
know,
go, oh, she's absolutely right.
no, I mean, she's
it's-
absolutely right. But every time you say, you know, no, and you know, we can't move forward and get a speaker,
Yeah.
you say, tax dollars at work, you know.
Yeah, and the longer this takes, the more difficult it's going to be to get a budget agreement.
Well,
You
yeah,
know, they're going
Yeah.
to be shutting down the government in
Right.
November.
November.
right, exactly, and all the things that are going on in the world that need.
Yeah, somebody should be paying attention.
Well, yeah, because it doesn't make us look too good in the eyes of the world.
Now, Biden spoke to the country last week, and he
Yeah.
wants $1 billion for the Ukraine and for Israel.
Right.
But then I read somewhere where, well, we don't need a Speaker of the House to push that through. Is that true? Did I read that correctly? Or do we need a Speaker to push that amount of money through Congress?
Well,
I don't know. I mean, the Republicans control the House, and they decide what bills are going to be presented. You know, the Speaker of the House usually decides which bills to present. Now, I don't know if there's a way that they can circumvent that.
I don't know. Can the acting Speaker?
I don't
Only
think-
if he's
forward.
given the powers to do
right,
that.
and he doesn't have the power right now. That's what they were saying.
All right, so it's
Yeah,
just going to
yeah.
sit there and go
It's
nowhere.
going to sit there because there was a movement afoot to try to give him that temporary
wanted to give him
power.
temporary powers.
So that,
Yeah.
They
well,
could do
so that they
something.
could do the work of what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, you know, I don't think Biden can do an executive order for that.
I don't think so.
I don't think he can.
Of money?
That's a lot of money. But that's what I mean. They've got to get their act together and get somebody there with the gavel that can conduct, so that they can conduct the business of the country.
We should nominate Ed.
No,
Yes.
But Ed, you get things done.
exactly.
They don't want that.
No, we don't want that.
They'd throw me out right away. They'd say, "No, this guy is pushing too
No,
hard.
he's
Yeah.
Leave him alone.
he's not our guy.
It's not our type."
No, no.
All right, we did have a note that was written in. Keep it on the national scene here. Another twist, and when will it end? And it deals with Trump. Trump now claims that Sidney Powell was never his attorney. This is after the guilty plea by her in the Georgia poll last investigation. The denial book is getting boring. This man is an annoying brat, and he enjoys confusing people. That's what he's best at. That's what he does best. Maybe that's what he's trying to accomplish, to confuse people. And why would he say that Sidney was not his lawyer when she was?
Yeah, she was. When he congratulated her on being part of the team.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
He said,
Well,
no, she's not my lawyer.
well,
Does he mean not my lawyer right now?
yeah, because she said she was guilty. You know, she did a guilty plea.
But
and-
back then,
Yeah.
she was.
Yes, she was.
Or is this Trump playing stupid, or
No,
is there
he's-
something really wrong here?
Yeah.
I don't know either. It's bizarre. So I don't know where it goes, but I guess you just, is that his whole defense? We just deny.
That's
Yeah.
pretty much what he's been
Yeah,
doing right
that's
along.
Right
Yeah.
away, yeah, I'm not guilty. I'm not guilty. I didn't do this. My
Yeah. This
taxes are
didn't
fine.
happen.
This
It's
didn't
not my
happen.
fault. It's
Somebody
this, it's
else's
that.
fault.
It's that guy.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
This guy was an idiot. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know.
That's why I fired them, and that's wow.
Yeah.
Interesting defense. All right, and who knows where it is? Another note's called in 766-1240. Back to the Patriots. They came out with a purpose on Sunday. First time in a while. Miami is next. Need the same kind of drive. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Because now you're going to be dealing with the crowd down in Miami, which is
Right.
very difficult to deal with. At least the weather will be hopefully it'll be warm enough
It'll
anyway.
be warmer.
So you don't have to worry about cold weather or the wind or anything like that. But yeah, they do have to come out with the same kind of drive and do what they did last time. They scored first, even though it was a field goal. If you can score first
Score
and shut the
first.
crowd up,
Yeah.
that helps so much. So let's get that done and out of the way. So
Where are they playing?
in Miami,
Oh, okay. Well, you don't have to worry about the weather down there.
no, it'll be nice.
It won't be cold or
It won't-
windy.
No, that's right. So we're good to go there. Linda, last week you had your show Aging Disgracefully.
Yeah.
How'd it go?
Had a full house.
Did you have
A full house, yeah. I think they had
fantastic.
about 100.
Yeah?
Actually, I think it was 112 people.
Good.
Yeah,
Yeah?
it was good. And
And the show itself funny.
the show was funny.
Yeah.
The show was funny.
Mhm.
The food was wonderful. Steve Healy made those dynamites that
Yeah.
were excellent.
Mhm.
They used my mother's recipe, but it was really, really good. Yeah, it was a good night. It was a good night, and
Or a good late
success-
afternoon.
right. Well, yeah, late afternoon. It was successful. It was a fundraiser.
Yeah.
And Blue Cross Blue Shield of Rhode Island was the sponsor that night.
Mhm.
So, they paid for the folks to be there to be
Mhm.
funny.
Charlie
And
Hall.
Charlie Hall. Yeah.
And
yeah.
and the did he? Was it just the two
no,
of them?
the two of them.
Yeah,
Just
oh,
the,
did the whole show themselves?
Just the two of them. They did the whole
Okay.
show themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was a good night.
I'm glad glad it was successful.
Yes. Well,
So,
we can always use the
use-
funding.
use the fund- well, that's right. Okay. Well, glad things went well. All right. Overnight, last night, we had an incident in North Smithfield where a woman was hit by a car.
Yes.
Right at on 146 South, trying to cross at Sales Hill Road. And you don't drive by that way, do you, Ed?
No.
You go the other way around. But everybody that does drive that way, they know how crazy it is
It's-
now with all the construction.
Yes, it is crazy.
starting back right after Darling Village, right at that first bridge.
It's terrible.
It's slow down into one lane. Watch out for the Jersey barriers,
Yeah.
and then they're doing a lot of construction right now on 146, and you got to get all the way over to the right because they're working in the median right now as they're doing. The DOT is doing the work that they want to do where the light's going to go away eventually,
Yes.
and so it's
Yeah.
so she tried. From what I read, is that the car had the green light, and she
Yeah.
crossed in front of the car,
Right.
and those crosswalks that were there aren't there anymore.
There anymore. So.
And it
yeah.
happened around 7:15,
I
so
think
it's going to be
that's what
dark.
they said. Yeah. Well,
And,
yes. Yeah.
A 52-year-old woman, and
Yeah.
she got hit. Now, non-life-threatening injuries, but
But
serious
serious.
injuries.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so that happened on Monday night. And the driver of the car has not been identified, but they stayed at the scene.
They did, and they said there were no charges
No
because
charges against-
there was no, the crosswalk
Wasn't
was not
there.
visible.
Yeah. So,
So
but you get, and I've seen people crossing there. I see
you
people
know,
crossing there in the daytime,
I
and it's bright
can't-
lights, and I can't believe that they
don't
cross
cross
there.
there. No, yikes! Yeah, it's not.
It's scary there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's-
Even before construction, it was not
Yeah.
a really good idea.
Between between the Jersey
now
barriers
it's-
and the cones and all the vehicles,
Yeah,
and the vehicle and the drivers are trying to look at everything
You're right.
going on, and now here's a person in the
Yeah.
dark trying to cross, and it's like
Yeah,
yikes!
yeah,
You really
yeah.
got to pay attention
Not a good idea.
to the lights. So that
So I hope she's okay.
yes, she's gonna be fine.
I'm sure the driver is quite stressed as well.
I bet. I'm sure. All right, we got to take our first break here on the Coffee and program, so we swing it back over to Ed Carew for a second message from the Carew Investment Group.
Okay, thanks again, Joe. Good morning again, everyone. Ed Carew here of the Carew Investment Group, 68 Cumberland Street in Woonsocket. Our telephone number is 765-8880. And if you're looking for an investment firm that puts you first and works hard on your behalf, I'd like you to consider us. We're right here in Woonsocket, and we've been in business since 1987. So you don't have to go out of town for an experienced advisor or work with an advisor based in Boston or New York or who knows where, probably someone you're never going to meet. And we encourage our clients to come to the office and sit down with us as often as they like. Why? Because we like to do business the old-fashioned way. We want to get to know you on a more personal basis so that we're more attuned to your financial needs. So if you're interested in speaking with us for a free no-obligation consultation and find out more about how we'll invest your money, you could call me or Paul at 765-8880. Securities are offered through Bolton Global Capital, member FINRA and SIPC. Advisory services offered through Bolton Global Asset Management, a registered investment advisor.
Very good, Ed. And more of the Coffee Air program will continue. You can call in your comments and questions at 766-1240.
You know, when you're paying the right price for protection, you just know it. It's that warm, fuzzy, totally secure feeling, knowing that you're not only getting great coverage, but you're also not paying too much for it. And when it comes to your insurance, there's no one better at getting the right price for your protection than Allstate agents Kara and Celeste Benjamin, because they know when it comes to your bank account, every penny counts towards something bigger, something better. Like a nicer car, that home update you've been dreaming of, or a phone that's fresh out of the box. Those little or big things that we work so hard for. And Kara and Celeste Benjamin want to help you work a little less by getting you the coverage you need and the savings you deserve when you switch to Allstate. Contact Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. One agency, 2 locations in North Smithfield and Bellingham. 765-5000 for a free quote today. Allstate, you're in good hands. And you're in good hands with Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. Savings vary based on the average annual savings reported by new auto customers surveyed in 2019 who switched to Allstate. This is where it gets exciting. It's voting time for BestOfTheBlackstoneValley.com, presented by Landmark Medical Center. You can vote once a day, every day, a total of 14 days. You can vote for your favorite doctor, mechanic, anything that really floats your boat. Go to BlackstoneValley.com. Get on there, find the businesses that you like, and vote for them once a day. You can vote for 20 of them in one day, but every day, once a day, you can vote, and the voting is on now, so get on. BestOfTheBlackstoneValley.com.
The Coffee and Panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee in Pawtucket. They're a 62-year-old family business that roasts all its coffee right here in Rhode Island. Founded originally as Excellent Coffee Company, they provide great coffee to food service establishments throughout New England.
ON Radio in Woonsocket.
Coffee and on ON. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here with Linda Tebow and Ed Carew. And Ed, I read that we're at that time of year where companies are announcing their earnings.
Oh, yes, they are.
Yes, and we had a lot last week and more this week, right?
About 300 last week, and there'll be 3 times that amount this week.
Wow,
Matter of fact, just
900,
this morning,
Yeah.
3M Corporation,
Yeah.
GE, General Motors, Verizon, Pulte Homes, a home builder, all those guys reported earnings this morning before, on my way in this morning. And they all beat expectations.
Did they? Okay.
Yeah. The only one that had anything negative to say, if you want, I guess you can interpret it as negative, is General Motors, where they pulled their expectations for the rest of the year because of the strike. They said, we can't tell you how much we're going to make or not make because we don't
have any
know.
workers.
Yeah. we don't have any cars to sell, or we're running out of parts for our dealerships and, things like that. So, yeah. And this afternoon, Google, they were reporting, and so is Microsoft and Visa, among others.
Okay.
Just picking out the
biggies.
that people would know.
Any surprises?
Not yet.
Not yet? Okay.
The banks were lousy last week, though. Their earnings were not as good as...
like Chase and Wells Fargo?
Yeah, J.P. Morgan. Wells Fargo has had a pretty good report, though. But, the others were not as good because interest rates are high. They're starting to get bad loans,
Are they?
credit card deficiency, kind of stuff. Subprime lending on automobiles are 60 days behind on a lot of them. As a matter of fact, the most since 2008.
Wow.
So everything is not good in that world.
Well, since my daughter turned 18, the credit card mail for her
I'm
is
sure.
coming
yeah.
in.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And she's like, what do I do with this? Do you want that card? No, throw it away.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
No, they're just trying to solicit for you to use their card and try to make money off you. So if you don't want it, you don't have to do anything with it. So
There's some good cards out there with nice cashbacks,
yeah.
It depends what you want. Do you want cash back or do you want
You want
rewards?
points. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, reward points. But reward points are, I prefer cash back. Because when they say you've got $100 of cash back, you know, you use it whenever you want to, or take it out, or whatever.
Or apply it to the balance.
Right.
Yeah.
It's $100. But if you start earning points, the airline or whatever can just say, oh, instead of being 15,000 points, your point is worth 0.07 cents.
Yeah. Wow.
Well, it might change it to say it's 0.05 cents at some, at somewhere along the line. So your dollar that you've accumulated in points is not really what you may think it is. When they say you got $100, you got $100.
Yeah.
There's a guy I follow on Facebook, and so I don't know if his claims are true.
You know it's true then. It's
It
on
must be true.
Facebook.
But he likes using credit cards to get the points. He says he's had 55 credit cards.
Uh-huh.
Oh my God.
And he says he's taken free trips all over the world and things like that. I don't, of course I don't know if any of his claims are true, but I'm like 50. I can't imagine having 55 credit cards.
No, I can't either.
No.
I don't have anywhere near that, and I got too many.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I don't know how you
But,
keep them all
But
straight.
like I said, I like the cash back. I got
Yeah.
rid of my reward points,
Yeah.
all cash back on the cards, and I never pay for airline tickets for Aruba. I always have enough cash accumulated
from the
from
card.
the cards. Yeah.
There you go. All right. Another news. Rhode Island is leading the nation in password security, according to a recent nationwide study. Data collected by Casino.org gives Rhode Island a perfect 100 out of 100 score, comparing people's password character length, number of reused passwords, and how often a person updates old passwords. Only 1 out of 8 respondents admitted to reusing passwords, and around half of Rhode Islanders use auto-generated passwords, which are much harder to crack. Wisconsin ranked dead last in the country with a score of 0.
0.
0 out of 100. Yeah.
Guess that can't get much lower than that, right?
Everyone uses cheese as their password. Cybersecurity experts say if you use the same password multiple times, make sure to use variations and try to change around your passwords every few months. See, and I'm guilty of that because I do use the same, but like them, I tend to use the same password but with different variations. I try to mix it up just a little bit, enough that I remember it.
Well, that's the thing. When you keep switching, you have to remember it.
Or you could write it down.
Yeah,
but if
you
you write it
could.
down, someone can see it.
Right.
But if I use, basically like the same word, but then you change up a number that's around it. So I try to make it a little more difficult.
Don't tell everybody that. You
Well,
just, you
but I
just-
don't. I haven't told you what the word is though.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
See, smart. And have you ever used Ed? Have you ever used the auto-generated passwords that some companies offer you?
I use the one that Apple offers, on Safari.
Okay. And you can remember it, or you just
No, I don't try to remember it.
okay?
It goes in iCloud, and I don't care which device I go up to. All of my devices are there.
Yeah.
All I have to do is log into the iCloud and the password
pulls it down.
system. And actually, I don't even have to do that. All I got to do is it's in iCloud. So
Mm-hmm.
if I go to Citibank, I just click on sign in, and it generates it, puts it right in for me
Okay.
because it knows who I am.
Yeah.
Like on this computer here, this laptop.
Yeah.
All I have to do is touch this button.
Because your fingerprint.
Yep.
Okay.
So biometric. So if somebody else took the computer and tried to get into my stuff, sorry, Charlie, your fingerprint ain't right.
All right. Okay. I know some have used that. Some have started to use face recognition
Yeah.
software kind of thing.
Oh yeah, I use that on the iPhone.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you change up your passwords, Linda?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Use different variations.
yeah,
or-
yeah. Well, there's a few that I use, and I just have to remember which one I use.
Yeah. I always, when if the computer asks you, "Do you want us to remember this password?" I always hit yes.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes when I come up on a site that wants a password, and I notice the password is only so many characters, I'm like, I don't remember what I chose for that password, but it remembered it for me. So
Yeah, yeah,
okay, and
yeah.
it works. I get in. So,
Yeah.
But 100 out of 100, so good for us.
We came in first.
First, and
Something.
I mean,
Or something.
I don't know what Wisconsin is doing to get 0.
Cheddar,
That's-
brie,
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 American,
Mary
Swiss.
Swiss. Yeah.
Rogers, Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
All right, that's right. Green Bay Packers. All
That's
right.
Yeah.
All right. Other things going on here in Rhode Island. Police in Portsmouth have charged a woman following an investigation into suspected. This is unusual. Suspected elder and child abuse. Usually, it's one or the other.
Yeah.
It's never the same. 51-year-old Lisa Corey faces felony abuse, neglect, criminal negligence, among other counts. The investigation began Sunday when Corey's 78-year-old mother, Leonilda, died at Newport Hospital suffering from severe neglect and maltreatment. Authorities say Corey was her mother's primary caregiver, but reportedly failed to provide necessary care and treatment, and further abused and neglected her 2 children, ages 16 and 17. She is currently free on a $30,000 surety bond. She next appears in court in December. So things are not going well there in that house down in Portsmouth. That's a shame. The things that are going there. Not good. Not good, huh? And the cannabis people in Rhode Island, they have a concern. Cannabis regulators in Rhode Island are expressing concern about the 2018 Farm Bill and its allowance of hemp products and their derivatives beyond their scope. It's tough to follow. Okay, CBD and hemp products are legal in Rhode Island as long as they contain no more than 0.3% of THC, also known as Delta 9. It is the main psychoactive compound in cannabis. The stuff that gets you high is the THC stuff. The regulators say the bill has permitted a so-called, quote, shadow market, unquote, of unrelated, potentially dangerous and addictive products. Makers claim the concerns are unfounded as they are not exceeding the Delta 9 limit. But some say they are.
Yeah.
And some,
Well, who's testing it, though?
well, I don't know.
You know what I mean?
Would it be
Yeah.
the state that tests
Yeah.
these things?
Do they test them regularly?
Yeah.
Or is it because if you use those, long enough, is there a cumulative effect of the little bit that's in it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Does it?
You have the up to 0.3%, but if you add this
right.
and this
If you
and this,
keep, yeah.
how much over
How much
are
over
you?
are you? Yeah. But who's watching over that?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Things that keep you up at night, Ed?
Nope. Doesn't get me up at all.
No concern whatsoever.
No, but you do see that advertised a lot. Those products available, and,
Oh, yeah.
and they're not in the cannabis places either. You can just go get them, I guess.
There's places in this general area. They're in Woonsocket that say smoke shops,
Yeah,
and makes me wonder, what are you actually selling
yeah.
inside there,
Yeah.
other than cigarettes and cigars?
Cigars and tobacco for pipes. Yeah,
Yeah, and pipe.
You wonder.
And who smokes a pipe anymore?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Anyone? You don't have
I
anyone
don't
that
know,
smokes a pipe?
No, Dave used to smoke a pipe once in a while.
Yeah?
I always like the smell of pipe smoke. Yeah.
Smells much better than a cigar.
Well, that's true.
Yeah. Well, they have all the different kinds of tobacco too.
I remember my first job working at a pharmacy. We had all the tobacco behind the
Yeah,
counter,
yeah.
and I saw all that applewood tobacco
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
So it's there's something very
It's calming.
calming or
All right.
nice about that. But getting back to because sometimes you'll see free samples. I've seen that where you go down the road, there'll be a sign.
Free
and-
samples of what?
Well, not of cannabis, but
right.
no, like with the hemp and all that stuff.
right.
You'll say, you can come in, or the oils and all that stuff.
Did you ever see the free samples?
No, I've seen signs for
Yeah?
that, and you say, but what is that and how much?
Yeah.
So but certainly can see this concern of the cannabis people.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
We're being regulated.
Kinda,
and,
they're
they're
regulated
not.
and they are not. I
So-
think that's the issue too.
I think so. The last time I saw a person smoking a pipe, and this is a really long time ago, and fishermen used to smoke pipes.
Yeah.
Not deep sea, but people on lakes and
Yeah.
things like that. Because, you know why? It kept the mosquitoes away.
Oh, yeah, sure,
The,
okay.
the smoke
Yeah,
keeps the
smoke
mosquitoes away,
keeps-
so
yeah.
they're not always swatting
Yeah,
away, and they
yeah.
can concentrate on what they're
Yeah,
actually doing.
Yeah, okay.
I said, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. But you don't see it too much anymore.
No,
so
you don't, no,
maybe I'll try to bring it back.
yeah. Well,
There you go. Get your fishing license
you'd look
first.
nice with the pipe.
I think I would. All right, time for a break here on Coffee and more coming up. Time for a look at the forecast right now, brought to you by Compassion International.
Mostly sunny with a high of 61. Tonight, mostly clear, 46. Wednesday, increasing clouds and 70. Thursday, mostly sunny, 74. Friday, sunshine and 73. Saturday, sunshine and 76. Sunday, partly sunny and 65. And next Monday, partly sunny and 63 degrees.
Currently outside the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio on the corner of Park Ave and Kennedy Street. Sunny skies and 43 degrees. 43, Linda, much better than 39. All right. Drought, war, and rising food prices have devastated families in poverty. $50 provides a food kit to feed a family for a month. Just text the word radio to 97646. At the turn of this century, 27% of people who passed away were cremated. By the year 2020, that figure rose to 56%. The Cremation Association of America projects that by the year 2040, 4 out of 5 Americans will choose cremation over a casket burial. Berarducci Funeral Home and Cremation Care Center of Woonsocket can answer your questions about the cremation process. Go online to providencecremation.com. Berarducci Funeral Home and Cremation Care Center on Spring Street, Woonsocket. Let them create the perfect service for your loved one. Berarducci Funeral Home and Cremation Care Center.
Dr. Jeffrey Dodge believes that good communication is important because it makes patients feel relaxed, reassured, so the visit can be a positive experience. It's important to listen to what patients have to say and to explain clearly what procedures or treatment is best. Dr. Dodge is a family dentist and welcomes children, adults, and senior citizens. And remember, it's important to take good care of your teeth at any age. Dr. Jeffrey Dodge, 1438 Park Avenue, Woonsocket. At Park Square, 762-3044.
Lou Mandeville here to tell you the only place to get your local high school and college scores, as well as the Pats, Bruins, Celtics, and Sox is on My Morning Sports Reports. And they are right here on ON 1240, Monday through Friday on the Morning Fun Show.
All right, Coffee In on ON AM and FM. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here, along with Ed Carew and Linda Tebow. We just talked about the funds of going grocery shopping. And have you seen the prices at the deli lately?
Wow.
It's just,
Wow.
I mean, it's up all over the place, but you know, $12.50 a pound for
Yeah.
like a turkey breast and roast beef. It's like, wow.
It's crazy.
And she goes, "Why don't you buy some fish?" I go, "Even that's going up.
Fish is not,
It used to be cheap. And,
no, it's not.
I'm like, that's up to $10 a pound.
Well, even tuna fish, that used to be
Yeah.
a staple. You know, you could do a lot with that, but you know, and you keep hearing about inflation that it's getting better.
I
Not
don't
at the
know
grocery
where.
store. Not at the grocery store.
Ugh,
You know,
it's terrible, huh?
yeah. I don't know how they manage with big families.
I don't know how they do it either. So that unfortunately that family from Medway, Massachusetts is still in Gaza. Here's our government at work again. By the
Really?
way, they've been told 3 times by the State Department,
Yeah.
okay, go to the border, and you can get out. You can get into Egypt. And each time they've gone 3 times, and each time they keep getting turned away.
Well, yeah, because Egypt is saying that. yeah.
Someone is saying no.
No.
Egypt, and I think it's because they're not they're of Palestinian descent, but because they're Americans.
Yeah.
And now they're saying, look, these trips back and forth, you know, it's not a walk. They have some kind of vehicle.
Yeah.
They go, we're running out of gas.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gas stations are not working
And they're
in the
American.
Gaza Strip.
Wow.
Yeah, they live in Medway, Massachusetts. It's a husband and wife and their 1-year-old child.
Oh my gosh. The folks that I knew that were there are safely home.
Yeah.
There was a priest with some pilgrims that he used to take there all the time. So they're home.
Mm-hmm.
They had a flight home.
Were they in Israeli or were they in Gaza?
They were in no, they weren't in Gaza. They were
Okay.
in where were they? They were in Jerusalem. Yeah, but
right.
they're home. Oh,
Well,
so
these
they're in Gaza.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So Gaza, the Palestinians, they've only let well, these are the hostages that they've let out. They let out a daughter and her mother
Yeah,
from Chicago,
yeah.
and they just let go 2 elderly Israeli women, but they're still holding over 200. This couple from Medway, they're not hostages.
No,
they
they're
were
just-
just visiting relatives, and they're just stuck there. They're trying to get out and come back home, and Egypt won't let them cross in. I don't know what reason they're giving them, but I hear it's just because they're American citizens. We don't want them. We want the Palestinians to come, so we're just
Yeah.
not letting you in. Even though they'll probably say, "Look, we just want to come in and we can go to Cairo and get out of here."
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But no, and 3 times they've been told no at the border. Imagine that. How frustrating must that be? Okay, go
United-
now.
the-
Get there at this time.
Yeah, but the United States should be helping them a little
a
bit.
little more.
Yeah. Or maybe
Well-
if they had somebody at the gavel, they could,
They don't. I guess they don't have anybody in Egypt that can go to the border and help them.
Wow.
But it's a shame, and I don't know how they're going to survive.
You wonder
the food is running out, the water is running out.
Why can't they make a deal with Israel? I mean, then to bring them back that way.
I don't
and
know
get 'em
why.
out
I don't
and
know
get them
why.
out that way. You know what I mean?
Unless they don't trust anybody coming out of the Gaza
well,
Strip.
probably.
You cannot cross
but
into
they're
Israel.
American citizens.
Anybody can say they're an American citizen.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They
I
have
don't know.
passports.
Yes, you're right. But Israelis don't want to deal with it, I guess. And so that's the only way out is, I don't know why you can't.
Well, I know they're letting them. They
Through
put,
Egypt.
Yeah. Wow.
So yeah, they've been stuck there for quite a while. So
They are not safe there.
no, they're not. So all right, and I hear there's another couple from Plymouth that is stuck there as well, but I'm not hearing as much information about that.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know if they were stuck in Gaza or just stuck in Israel, and couldn't get out. So I don't know.
Well, I know that there were several, religious groups that were there on a pilgrimage. They all got out of Israel.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. So
But getting them out of Gaza is a little bit trickier.
a little trickier. That's right. All right. So Ed,
Yes, sir.
the governor of Massachusetts, she's not happy.
No, she's never happy. Here she
She's never happy.
should have never taken her job.
But this time she's not happy with the MBTA, and the lines on the green line, the rails are too narrow,
Yeah, they messed up with the rails.
and
Well, I'd be unhappy with that one too.
mostly she's married because a couple of officials knew about it, didn't tell anybody, never addressed it, and so the new guy up there. Remember when the new guy came in?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
we
I
said,
know.
"Oh God, who would want this job?"
Yeah, right.
Well, now he knows about it, and he did something about it. He fired these 2 officials
Yeah.
that I get. Maybe they admitted, yeah, we knew about this back in 2021 that we had the wrong rails.
2021.
Yeah. All right. Well, you guys are gone, so they're out of there.
Oh my God.
Maura Healey calls it unacceptable.
Well,
What else is she going to say about the installation of the wrong width tracks? They probably save money buying these railings. We'll go with the cheaper, narrower ones. But yet they keep coming out and saying, "But don't worry,
yeah, they're safe.
the green line's safe."
Yeah, they give cause for concern.
Well, they've been running since 2021, and you never hear about derailments on the green line. You hear about breakdowns, the trains just stopping. But I always
Yeah.
thought that was an electrical issue. Maybe
Yeah.
it does have something to do with the rails.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Wow.
Have you ever ridden the green line?
No.
It's noisy.
Yeah.
It always feels like it's going to break down. I don't know how it ever gets from one place to the other. It's crowded. I've never been on an uncrowded Green Line
Really?
trolley.
Yeah.
It's not like the Red Line or the commuter rail. The Green Line is just two trolleys stuck together, and it goes. So there's a gazillion people in there. That it's like you see in Japan, the people with the brooms that push people into. It's kind of like that, although no people with brooms pushing into the thing. It's like because I've been right close to the door, and so always crowded, very noisy, and it goes slow.
That's why it doesn't derail.
Maybe that's why it doesn't
the,
derail. That's right.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So, but they don't say what they're going to do. Are we going to replace the rails with ones that are the correct width? And how much money is that going to cost?
I'm sure that's going to have a hefty price tag.
Or do we just, it's fine. we'll leave it the way it is.
And the first time it derails,
Oh, then we'll do something.
then we'll, yeah.
But have you heard Maura Healey say anything
No, I haven't heard.
other than it's unacceptable?
I haven't heard her say anything. What I have heard is that the MBTA is trying to negotiate with the company that did the rails.
Okay.
That manufactured the rails to take care of this situation.
Come in and put in the correct ones?
Yeah. Now, whether they're successful or not, who knows?
But they'll pay for it.
Who will pay for it?
Well, the company that put them in, I would think.
Well, if they manufactured the things improperly, they should be responsible for
Right.
replacing them.
But maybe they didn't do it improperly. Maybe this is what they told to install. We didn't do anything wrong. This is what you guys bought back in 2021.
Well,
Now
I
we're
don't
back-
know. Maybe that's the story. It's not the way I understood the story. I understood the story that they got the wrong rails.
Oh, well, okay.
You know,
Yeah.
If they installed the
maybe
wrong
not.
ones, then
I mean, if
okay.
they knew in 2021 that they were the wrong rails, well,
Why'd you put them
they're
in?
the wrong rails because the wrong rails came in, or did you order the wrong ones?
Well, it does sound like they ordered the wrong ones, is what it sounds like. And that's why these two guys were fired. We'll just let it go. Well, no, they'll never notice. What's an eighth of an inch? I mean, that is really what we're talking about. What's an eighth of an inch between friends? But technically, it's incorrect. So,
Wow. Wow.
at least we don't have to deal with it down here. No subways.
Right,
in
exactly.
Rhode Island, so.
Yeah. Oh, and
phew.
also Boston is. I read last night. Boston is the rattiest city in the United States.
We've passed.
It is, it
they've
is.
passed in New York City.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so how many rats per square mile?
I don't know.
Lots.
No,
I don't know.
lots.
But the rails actually were the perfect size, but the rats have been eating them. You believe that? I got
When
a
did that
bridge
come
to
out?
sell you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my granddaughter is at Boston University.
Yeah.
In the doctoral program there, and she's from Southborough, Massachusetts, a lovely little town.
Yeah.
And she's been freaking out.
Does she see them?
Yes, that and cockroaches. She said they're
Yeah.
everywhere. They're everywhere, and so she's getting a little culture shock there.
Well, with the colder weather, that should take care of the cockroaches,
Yeah.
at least until the springtime.
Yeah.
Well, but also with the colder weather, you make
The
it
rats-
warmer inside.
And the rats come inside. Yeah. But because I saw her over the weekend, she says, "Oh, Grammy, can't wait to get out of Boston and back to the suburbs again." I mean, she's loving Boston University.
Yeah.
But being in Boston is not a.
Not the fun, glamorous
Yeah.
stuff
No.
that she thought it was gonna be.
Yeah.
But yeah, every time it's been a while, but every time I ride the T, especially if I'm in one of the T stations, not like South Station, but just one of the T stations, you just go over and look down onto the tracks, and just to see the rats running around. And always see at least one,
Yeah.
usually two or three. Yep, there they are.
More rats than New York City? Boston, more rats than New York
Yeah,
City?
yeah. Boston was number one.
Number one?
The rattiest city in the
in
country.
the United States.
Wow. But New York is
Well, you would think so, but
Boston, huh?
do we need to bring in more cats? Is that
Yeah,
is that what's needed to eradicate the situation?
Yeah, maybe.
Did they say what? Well,
Oh, I don't know.
I think there's a rat. Isn't there a rat czar for Boston?
You know, dirty rat.
He's dead. But no, it was either New York or Boston hired a rat czar.
Really?
That is
You know, I
their
think
job.
I remember that.
try
I
to
think
get rid of them all.
I've heard of this. Yeah,
And,
yeah. They need the Pied Piper.
we do
again.
need the Pied Piper.
Pied
to
Piper.
Get them out.
Get them all out of town.
And have them just march straight into
Yeah,
Boston
right.
Harbor.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, rattiest city. All right,
Well,
way
it
to
makes
go.
you want to
Makes you want to go to Boston, doesn't
go to
it?
Boston. Yeah.
And visit. Yeah.
Visit,
Great.
yeah.
All right,
Wow.
more coffee is coming your way. Stick around.
It's always a good day for broasted chicken from the Broaster House. Select family packs, individual meals, nuggets, or hot wings. If you're in the mood for seafood, the Broaster House also has an outstanding seafood menu, including broasted fish and chips now available every day. Fried butterfly shrimp, golden fried scallops, clam strips, and more. And don't forget the steak tips. The Broaster House is available for parties and collations. Eat in or take out. The Broaster House on Pond Street, Woonsocket, 762-1717.
Hi, this is Kathy LaValle. The Honey Shop and Champs Diner are sponsoring a charity event to benefit Missy's Holiday Fund. Every year, family and friends of Missy's Family Restaurant come together to cook a delicious Thanksgiving dinner for our local veterans, homeless, and anyone in need of an amazing meal and companionship. To help us fund this project, we're inviting you to an epic showdown of flavors at our chili cook-off. The chili cook-off is on Saturday, October 28th from 2 to 4 at Champs Diner, 719 Front Street in Woonsocket. We are seeking 10 talented contestants to showcase their best chili recipes. Whether you concoct a spicy masterpiece or a savory delight, this is your chance to vie for the title of Chili Champion. We also invite you to indulge in the ultimate chili dog created by me, Kathy LaValle, from the Honey Shop. Tickets are $15 to enter as a contestant or to join in the fun and have lunch. See you at the Chili Cook-Off on Saturday, October 28th from 2 o'clock to 4.
Vote today, every day, once a day for all your favorites at bestofthe-blackstone-valley.com, presented by Landmark Medical Center.
Alrighty, it is Coffee In here on ONAM and FM. Thanks for joining us. And this is Joe Callahan here with Ed Carew and Linda Thibault. And are you amazed that there's all these pro-Palestinian marches happening?
Oh, go ahead, Linda.
Because
Yeah, no, I don't think I'm not amazed. I'm not amazed because
But they're calling for the eradication of Israel.
of Israel.
Let's
That's
kill
yeah,
all these people.
Yeah, so that's the amazing
Yeah.
part, you know. But we have people in this country, you know, of that descent,
Mm-hmm.
and so
It just not reminds you of Nazi Germany.
yeah, yeah, and the attack. Well, and what's happening to the attacks on the Jewish population
Yeah.
and the Palestinian too. I mean, I think we're going to see that happening too. So
Well,
it's
anything you want to add to it, Ed?
yeah.
No, I'm with Linda. I'm not surprised. I'm not amazed. I don't know if everyone who's in these marches understands that the eradication of Jews is the purpose or the end result that they're trying to do. Maybe they're just marching because they feel bad for the Palestinian people who are
Maybe.
there,
Mm-hmm.
not
Civilians.
knowing that the decree or the ideology of Hamas is to eradicate the Jewish people.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And you know, all these marches, these pro-Palestinian marches, they're calling for a ceasefire, and I'm like, but you hit first.
They do. Well, but yeah, and I
And
think that's
Israelis hitting back.
yeah, and I think that's where we are. You know, Hamas is a terrorist group.
Mm-hmm.
They're not a government. They are a they're a terrorist group, just like ISIS and all those other groups. And you're right, their ideology is wipe out the Jewish population. But the people, there are civilians in Palestine
Yes, sir.
that are not part of Hamas. Although I think when they had an election, they
They had
voted
an
them-
election and they voted
voted
Hamas
them
in to
They
run the
did.
country.
They did.
That's
They did vote them in to run the country.
Israel pulled out of the Gaza years
Right.
ago.
Right,
They
exactly.
had their own, and that's
Yeah.
what their self-determination was,
Right.
to have Hamas as their government.
Right. They voted
So
for
they
them.
took
They elected them.
Yes, they
So,
took
you know,
a bunch of people who were not a political
right.
party, so to speak,
Yeah.
and gave them
The power,
control.
the control over the whole of that whole Gaza
Yeah.
Strip. No, that you know, but I think there are probably some of even the younger civilians probably that didn't vote for those people, and maybe don't
Maybe
believe,
not.
and maybe don't believe in the same, you know, the same. Maybe they do, but it's a terrible scene.
It is.
it's a terrible scene.
All right, now we know Ed's a fan of JetBlue Airways, JetBlue Airlines.
Yeah, they're okay.
Okay.
They get me from point A to point B, or
Well, that's what
point,
you want
point
them
B to
to.
point A, from Boston to Aruba,
Okay.
and then A to B.
Well, maybe I should tell this story.
Tell the story.
All right, a JetBlue plane is being taken out of service for inspection after it tipped backwards onto its tail as passengers were getting off. This happened at JFK Airport in New York, and it happened yesterday. Yeah, it tipped like the nose came up. The plane had just landed from Barbados when video shows the nose of the plane lifting up. JetBlue is investigating, but says it appears to have been caused by a shift in weight as people were getting off and cargo was being unloaded. So everything shifted to the back of the plane?
So people must have been getting off in the
At
front,
the front, all the
and
cargo's in the back.
unloading cargo from the front.
I guess.
And so,
Zoop.
No, it's,
well, that's freaking crazy.
Well, if it tips up and you're attached to the jetway, is the jetway coming with you, or did it separate from that? And now, how do you get off the plane?
I don't know. Are you attached to the jetway?
Or is it just up against it?
I think it's up against
Just
it.
up, okay. So, all right, it's going to pull away from that. Now, how do you get off the plane? We'll have to wheel over that.
Put the cargo back in.
Oh, you got to pull up. And you can't even bring over a ladder because it's not going to be tall enough.
You're hanging on to the nose of the plane. Get enough people up there, pull it down.
Like the old days with the propeller. You have contact, grab it and spin it.
Yeah.
Well, that must have been a surprise for the people on the plane.
I guess.
At least they were happy they were on the ground. So beware, Ed.
Go out the back door.
Yeah.
Go out the back door. That's right.
Well, I usually sit in the front, so I get a better shot of getting out first.
Well,
That's
you're-
right. Be quick. Be
You're
quick.
you're flipping up.
Be quick. Yeah.
All right. Well, people that study these things say the moon may be 40 million years older than scientists previously thought. Some people study these things. It's according to a study published in Geochemical Perspectives Letters that looks at the remnants of molten crystals from the moon's surface. Scientists from Chicago's Field Museum said those shards have the record of an ancient cataclysm that suggests the moon's intense creation happened much earlier than we thought. I don't know how this affects the price of potatoes, but
Good to know, though.
but it is good to know. The
Good to
moon's
know.
been there 40
Been there
million
a
years.
long
Does
time.
that make the Earth 40 million years older than we thought? Or was our moon just floating around until it got caught in our gravitational pull?
I don't know.
Stayed there. I don't know either.
Contact those experts and ask the question, will you?
That's right. Does that,
I do not know.
how long has it been there, and has the Earth been there just as long?
Okay.
Things that don't keep you up at night, you know? Questioning these things. All right, a question was proposed on the internet, and it asked people if they would rather have lunch with rap mogul Jay-Z or $500,000.
Say that again.
Your choice. You can have
Yeah.
lunch.
Okay. Choice.
You can have lunch with a rap mogul Jay-Z
Yeah.
or $500,000. And even the legendary rapper said, "Take the money."
Take the money. Right.
What are you-
Take the
what are
take
you-
the
what are you,
money.
silly?
Yeah. You silly. yeah.
Gail King asked the question. She noted the insight someone might receive from an afternoon with a rapper and entrepreneur might be worth $500,000, but he said his wisdom is in the music anyway, and he said you've got all that in the music for $10.99. So if you think you're going to get any insight from him, just buy his albums, but
can't
take the
imagine
money.
taking insight from him. I take the money any day of the week. Thank you, just the same.
But he's my hero.
He's your hero? Okay. Not mine.
I mean, lunch is gonna. Well, if you're in New York City, okay, lunch is gonna be $100 at the most.
Oh, no, New York, probably a couple.
All right,
Yeah,
$200.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Against 500,000.
Yeah.
That's such
I
an
can't even
Such
imagine.
an easy choice.
Yes. Yeah.
I didn't know this. This is not a real contest, by the way. Not a real contest, so that's good.
Yeah.
It was just more of a hypothetical.
Oh,
thing.
hypothetical.
If you had your
Okay.
choice, which would you take?
Yeah.
So
All
okay.
right. Yeah.
All right. Now I brought this up to Dave earlier. 2 Wisconsin brothers. They've set a Guinness Book of World Records, and ingenious. They're 10 and 11, and so these are not kids at home playing video games.
No.
They're actually thinking and put something into play, and now they've created a record. They've created the world's largest grilled cheese sandwich. I don't know how they came up with this idea. Maybe they were flipping through the book.
Yeah.
Say, what can we do?
Yeah, right.
And they came up with this. Now, they're 10 and 11.
10 of 11. That's young.
10-year-old Iggy and 11-year-old Exodus. Fun parents. So they made the sandwich. Now, the sandwich is 10.9 feet long. Mm-hmm. All right. So think of a swimming pool.
Yeah.
Olympic swimming pool. It is 6 1/4 feet wide, and it's 2 3/4 inches thick. They used more than 300 pounds of bread dough
Wow.
to roll it out, I guess.
Oh, they
And
made their own bread.
I guess, yeah.
Wow.
And 60 pounds of cheese.
Wow.
So they didn't go to the deli and get
No,
slices.
no, yeah,
Give
yeah.
me the whole block.
Yeah.
But what they don't tell you is how did they cook it?
Right.
How do you find a 10.9 foot long skillet?
Yeah.
And how?
They cook it outside maybe on
A few of them?
A few of them.
A bunch of
yeah.
different campfires?
Yeah.
How do you flip it over? That's one big spatula.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, but they have their own, the boys have their own YouTube channel. It's the Exodus and Iggy Show, if you want to go look it up. And they have 150,000 subscribers.
Wow.
These kids are making more money than you and me.
Wow.
Because
Wow.
once you get so many subscribers, people start advertising on your site because
Yeah.
there's so many people there. So there you go. World's biggest grilled cheese sandwich was made in Wisconsin by 2 brothers, 10 and 11 years old, Ed.
Wow.
Yep.
What did they do with does it say?
With the distinction, with the food?
Yeah.
It doesn't say.
Oh.
We had a bunch of people over to eat it.
Well, I hope they cut it up and gave it to either homeless people or people that could use some food. I mean, I would hate to think, I wouldn't want to think that they wasted all that.
Almost 11 feet long, 6 1/2 feet wide, 6 1/4 feet wide, 2 and almost 3 inches thick. It's the world's largest grilled cheese sandwich.
Wow.
So 10 and 11 years old. So like I told Linda, Ed, they're not sitting at home playing Games of Thrones or you watch Games of Thrones, play Call of Duty. That's what you play video games. They're actually thinking, and they must have looked through the Book of World Records and say, what could we do? We could probably get in here somehow. What, or maybe something's in there that they didn't see, and we'll make the biggest one. So, well, good for them.
I was just thinking about that lunch with Jay-Z.
Yes. It's not a real contest. Sorry.
Well, you could always take the $500,000 and then take him
out
to lunch.
Yeah.
There you go. Gosh.
Now there's a good idea.
Best of both worlds.
I don't know about
Good
that.
thinking.
Okay.
Yeah.
But now that he knows you have 500,000, he's going to order the most expensive thing on the menu.
Yeah. That's okay.
He's going for the lobster and the steak.
Well, I think for that kind of money, you could take him to dinner.
Well, that's going to be $500.
Yeah.
All right, and let's see. Anything else going on? That's you just can't do this. They're going to catch you and they're going to arrest you. Spokane, Washington. Spokane County Sheriff's Office say a man is in custody charged with pointing a laser at helicopters. It is a federal offense.
Yes,
you
and
can't point
as
it
it
at
should be.
helicopters or
Yes.
airplanes.
Yeah.
The alleged incidents happened October 13th when a Spokane Regional Air Support Unit noticed several strikes from a green laser. The strikes did not affect the flight crew, which was able to direct officers to the location where the laser beams came from.
Oh, good. They caught him.
And I know, and they don't say who it was. Was it a kid? Was it an adult? And yeah, I guess the urge is there to see, can I hit it? I've hit the house across the street. That's far away. All right, let's see if I can hit that utility pole down the street. Yes, I can. Gee, how far can it go up into the air? Let's see if I can hit something flying. And oh yeah, I hit it. Oh great, but it's a federal offense. 'Cause
Yeah.
you could hit the windshield and do something bad to the pilot. So it's not a good thing. So. All right, we've come to the end of the program. Thank you very much for listening in. As always, Ed Carew, thanks for coming in.
Always a pleasure.
And we'll see you a little later on. Huh?
Yep.
Yes.
See you mañana.
All right, very good. Linda, thanks for coming in.
My pleasure. Safe travels, Ed.
Thank you.
All right.
Enjoy yourself.
I'm Joe Callahan. Stay tuned for Gary Smith and the crew. Do you remember is coming your way at 9:30 on ON Radio.
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street. This is WOON Woonsocket Radio. And now, the news.
The East Providence Fire Department plans an internal investigation after a firefighter was recently arrested on domestic charges. ABC6 reported that in a statement, the department said it is dedicated to the safety and well-being of the community. It said the public should be assured the investigation will be conducted in a transparent and responsible manner. A 27-year-old woman is facing multiple charges after allegedly assaulting a Providence police officer on Federal Hill.